What is going on, guys? Stardust-one-world from Stardust-one-worldreviews here, and welcome to another best of worst ranking. And today I'm going to do an updated ranking on all 19 films in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The MCU was actually the first ranking I ever did on this channel. I actually ranked all 16 of the films, and now that a few more films came out, and now we watched all 19 of the films. I'm not here to do an update ranking of all 19 films of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, enough being around the bush. Let's get started. 19 films top us, so let's get started. Coming at the bottom at number 19, Iron Man 2. Now, there really is an MCU film for me that I honestly do not like, honestly, or don't enjoy. I also do enjoy Iron Man 2. But it's definitely the MCU film I rewatched the least, and of course, maybe my weakest in the MCU movies. It does have some great things about it, like with the performances, some great action, especially in the third act. It does have some good moments of humor, and some fun moments, some good direction, some good memos. It does have some good things about it. But most of it is weighed down the fact that a lot of these feel like just a setup to the Avengers. It just feels like more of a setup to the Avengers and other films, more than being an Iron Man sequel. Has a lot of subplots and stories that either don't get focused upon or just get glossed over, like this fight between Iron Man and War Machine. Just, yeah. And of course, like, the villains are very bland and lackluster. And Sarah could have been interesting, but they didn't really do much of him. I think he should have been an antagonist, honestly. And Whiplash, he was interesting, but then he just disappears throughout most of the movie. This movie, and I mean, it's still been enjoyable. It's still a fun movie, but it could have been so much better. That's why it's on to my weakest film in the MCU. Number 18, Thor: Dark World. Now, this film I went to have been considered to be the weakest film in the MCU, and this film it really isn't hard to see why it's one of the weakest. I mean, it does have some good things, like some great action, some gorgeous cinematography, some good visuals, some great performances, some really great camaraderie between Thor and Loki, some great humor, and some great moments. It does have some great things about it, but it does suffer a lot of, like, the Malachi probably being new wars of the MCU villains. The film that's just there just for film that's just there and just wants power just for the sake of it, honestly. Some visual effects are pretty bad at times. It does get very boring at times. And Kat Dennings, I mean, she did irritate me a little in the first film. I'll get into that when I get to the film. But she was so annoying here. Her humor was so irritating and annoying, and oh my god. And she also has this subplot that just incredibly pointless and comes out of nowhere and doesn't add to anything at all in this movie. I mean, like, I do enjoy this film overall. There's still some great things to say about it, but also some bad things to say about it. Yeah, I do enjoy it overall, but like Iron Man 2, it could have been so much better. Coming in number 17, we got The Incredible Hulk. This definitely is the second most underrated film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and probably one of the most underrated superhero films I've seen, huh?
Somehow or another, honey.
I don't see anybody talk about this film at all. And this one doesn't really get talked about much in the MCU, honestly. I mean, it does have problems, like how it should delve a little deeper to the more stuff. I mean, it does, but it should have been a little more deeper. Domination is sometimes just not that great of a villain, and CGI him is kind of questionable at times. Even the fight with him was amazing, and it does take a little while to get going. But it gets very interesting, gets around when it does get going. Edward Norton does do a great job as being a Hulk, and he was played by Mark Ruffalo, but he did do a great job in the greatness of the character. The story was engaging at all the other performances were great, the action was great, the drama was intriguing, had some great moments to him, some great action, some great intrigue, and was very well handled, and had some really good humorous moments as well. And again, that fight between Hulk and Domination was awesome, one of the best action sequences of the MCU. Again, this is definitely one of the most underrated films of the MCU, and definitely one of the most underrated superhero films I've seen. I've hardly seen ever talk about some comes to MCU. Personally, I think Incredible Hulk is actually a really good. Definitely not perfect, definitely not one of the best, of course, starting number 17, but still a pretty good film nonetheless. At number 16, we got Iron Man 3. A MCU film that a lot of people consider to be very controversial, and it's not honestly why. And personally, I do like this movie. I thought this is still a really good movie. But for the first hour of the movie, I was loving it. I was into this movie. I was truly into this film. I was really for the moments with Iron Man suit exploring and trying to build so land technology, that was pretty interesting. Him teaming with Harley, and especially him with the Avengers, the country by the Mandarin, which right now is one Iron Man's known nemesis for comics. And again, the first hour, I was loving it. This could have been one of the best MCU movies ever. And then the twist came along, and it knocked this film down a peg. Honestly, the Mandarin twist, it's one of the twists that really brings down the film. I mean, there was some good moments after that twist, don't get me wrong, but it's just one of the twists that's just too hard and more. Again, it makes the Mandarin kind of look like a joke, honestly, and it's like, and the actual villain is just your typical genetic villain who hates Tony for a petty type of thing. And he's very over the top as well. Like, I went from loving this film to just really liking it. It's still again a good film, don't get me wrong, it's still a good film, it does have some great moments. But the twist really does bring it down. Coming in number 15, we have The Thirst Store, which admittedly is another underrated film in the MCU, because it's definitely not the most underrated. I'll get into that later, but it's definitely one. As a lot of people aren't really huge on this film. I'm not really banned on it, but personally, I don't get it. I mean, it does have a problem. Like, the Dark Angels can be very bothersome at times. Does have some patient issues here and there, and Cat Daniels can be very annoying, and she's bothersome here. She wasn't Darkworld, but she can be bothersome at times. But the story is still very engaging and investing. This time seeing Chris Hemsworth who nails the role, and we're seeing Tom Hiddleston as the most memorable and menacing MCU villain, Loki, who probably might have been the first great villain in the MCU that has motivation and reasons for why he's doing what he's doing, and Tom Hiddleston plays this character to perfection. Everybody else who performances, I still like Natalie Portman and Jane Foster, and I was like, the chemistry is definitely good. It's definitely pretty good here. The chemistry wasn't, I mean, I know a lot of people have problems with Dora and Jane Foster, and I can definitely see why. But I do like them together. We're pretty good. One of the best chemistry in the world, but I still like them together. It does have a great score to it, some great cinematography, some great action, well, when it's there, because there is a whole lot of action, but I can tell what they're trying to do, honestly. It does have some great moments, it really gets you in the movie from the start. It also has some great banter with Thor and Loki, which is some of the most interesting parts of the film, especially near the act. Definitely not one of the best in the MCU, but definitely one of the most underrated, and definitely an overall great film. Coming in number 14, Ant-Man. One of the most fun and entertaining films, one of the most fun and entertaining films in the MCU. A lot more solid scale, no pun intended, than most of the MCU movies, but it's still a total blast. It does have some problems, like a couple of jokes not hitting as well as it should, some basic problems in the first 30 minutes, and a moral villain that's very, of course, you think a moral villain's one-dimensional, not threatening, and very boring and all that. But it's like still a blast. I mean, it was going to be by Edgar Wright, who you guys know I love. He always was my highest grade, of course. And we do differences, unfortunately. I mean, you can definitely see some of his creative style here, and it does work, honestly. Who did Paul Rudd actually play great superhero? He delivers here. And Michael Douglas was very intriguing character. Andrea Lilly, Bonnie Campbell, Junie Green, Michael Pena, by some best comic relief. And this is how you do comic relief right. This has some of the best CGI visual effects of the MCU. Some really hilarious moments that still make me laugh to this day. Some great action to it, some great fight sequences and all that. I mean, it's definitely has great action, performances, humor. It does have a lot of greatness to it. I mean, maybe I'd say the director is probably one of the best. Yeah, I love Edgar Wright as well. But before it's great difference kind of in the leaving and all that, and they don't kind of suffer the level for it, but the film's still a total blast nonetheless. 2015 is the most underrated film in the MCU, Captain America: The First Avenger. Like, I don't really see anybody talk about this film in the MCU, and honestly, I thought the hell out of it. I'm sure it's very cheesy at times, and it does suffer some pacing issues. Again, it's something cheesy, but it knows it's cheesy, it knows it, and it embraces it. And this film's all around friggin' blast. We could refind the performance from Chris Evans, who of course delivers as Captain America, to the story, to the themes, to great performances from Sebastian Stan, Haley Atwell, Dominic Cooper, Mila Dunn, Stan Tucci, and Hugo Weaving, who, in my opinion, is definitely one of the most underrated MCU villains. He is very menacing and very evil, and has some great things about him that make him pretty interesting. It has some, as you know, fun, kick-ass, and fun, but it does have some very sweet and touching moments, especially his scene between Captain America and Peggy. Like, especially one scene near the end where, it was kind of heartbreaking, honestly. It has a lot of great humor to it, but it has a lot of great drama to it as well. Again, it's very cheesy, but you know that in the terms of all-around freaking blast. Again, the most underrated film in the MCU, because I've hardly seen anybody mention this film, honestly. This film is fucking great. It's a total blast. I love watching it. I love watching this movie and having a blast with it. Coming in number 12 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Now, this is definitely not an underrated film in the MCU. I mean, I do consider Avenger a little more underrated, but Guardians of the Galaxy I consider to be a little underrated. I didn't put it on my most underrated list 2017 because I wasn't sure that this film would actually be considered underrated considering it got great reviews. But a lot of people consider this film to be very disappointing and all that. But this film will seem underrated. This film will definitely be in the top 10. I mean, this one was my most anticipated film of the year, and it is a great sequel. I mean, it's definitely not as good as the first sequel, and it does suffer a lot. I mean, the first hour can get a little messy at times. Real people don't really add much to the movie, honestly. I mean, I didn't hate them, honestly, but I didn't care much for them either. And I do respect, although he was hilarious, I do wish there was getting a lot more to do. But this film retains the fun and greatness to what made the first film so great and fun to begin with. Everyone delivers great, everybody has great chemistry with her. This film adds a lot of dimensions to character, especially Yondu. Someone that I can say this film did a lot better was the characters. The villains did more, give more reasons to see why they're doing what they're doing, especially with Yondu, but also with Nebula as well, and Rocket Raccoon, and all that. This film had a lot of the great humor that made the first film so funny. I laughed so hard throughout. The actions were great, had some really powerful emotional moments. Some people say they had some jokes that kind of ruined the scenes, and it makes it really bother some for me. It didn't bother me, honestly. And of course, there's Yondu's death, which still affects me, honestly. I'm sure you guys know about it, so I'm sure it's not. Hope I didn't spoil that for you guys. And of course, the post-credits is actually great, and also makes Volume 2 while not as incredible as Volume 1, is not incredible. So, Guardians of the Volume 2 is still a total freaking blast. Well, it's not as good as the first one, I'm not lying on that. Still met my expectations and still a total blast from beginning to end. Coming in number 11, we got Avengers: Age of Ultron, which in my opinion is a damn great movie, honestly. Like, I love this film a ton more than others, honestly. And it's definitely not as good as the first Avengers, but it definitely has a lot of greatness to what made the first film so great. It's a total freaking blast. The only problems I have is that the first 20 minutes, I do feel a little rushed, honestly, when it comes to Ultron and certain scenes. But Ultron, I do think is a good villain, and he's definitely a little more underrated than but I can lie, I wish he was a little more menacing. I wish he wasn't so jokey all the time, honestly. I wish he could have been more menacing, more evil. And there are some scenes that do come out left field that kind of set up with future movies, but that's really, like I said, this film's total blast from beginning to end. And all the performances are great. It also develops a lot of Hawkeye's character, making him more of a human character. I like how appearance of Taylor Johnson's Quicksilver, Elizabeth Olsen's Scarlet Witch, Paul Bettany's Vision, and James Spader's Travis Ultron. They all had the chance to stand out, and has a lot of the heart and greatness and charm to what made the first Avenger so great. I'm just really that a lot led up to, and I guess a lot of people disappointed by that. I kind of felt like he left off that, just why he hasn't really done anything since, honestly. He was supposed to be a Batgirl movie, but anymore, but that's by the point. And also has a great action sequences, especially that Hulk and versus Hulkbuster scene. Like, even if you're just bored in this movie, you cannot deny that film. That action scene was fucking awesome. I fucking loved the action sequences. It was amazing. Like I said, it's a total blast. It takes a lot of the hard greatness to what made the first movie. And while it's not as good as the first movie, Age of Ultron is still great for me. There's the action, humor, camaraderie between all the characters, the visuals, you getcha. I thought the hell Age of Ultron, again, not as the first one, but still great nonetheless. Now we're in the top 10, and coming in number 10, Doctor Strange. This film is still damn great and one of the most interesting and stunning films of the MCU. I originally gave this film my highest grade when it came out and we saw my original review of it. And while I wouldn't give that grade, and while I probably wouldn't say it's one of 2016's best movies, because I did put it on that list, it's still great. And my only issues with this film is that I didn't know it after a few rewatches, and that his train sequences do feel a little rushed, and I wish I got a little more of that, honestly. And the villain character, while Matt Mixon did a great job, he's basically your generic moral villain. He didn't bother me too much, but he's basically your typical generic moral villain. And I also do wish Richard Adams was given a little more to do in this movie instead of being just your typical love interest. I mean, he didn't stand out more than love interest, but I just wish he got a little bit more to stand out. Which does honestly get a little more, but that's it. This film is pretty much the best when it comes to visuals. Like, it's basically, it feels like Inception and The Matrix. Like, how can you not love the visuals? Especially if you saw it in 3D when it came out, which you guys know I did. And it was mind-blowing as hell. Benedict Cumberbatch is in the MCU and he delivers a great performance as Doctor Strange. Like, he's very kind of Tony Stark-edge, but for him, it works. I guess like Tilda Swinton, Ejiofor, Better One, Michael Stolberg, Benjamin Bratt, Scott Akins, all really great and have very interesting characters. The story, while kind of being a little cliche, is still very interesting and engaging. I love the way it explores the mystic arts. It really is engaging along the world, and the actions are great, especially with the Doma icon, the bargain scene. Like, that is honestly one of the most fun, interesting, intriguing, and fun things I've ever seen in the MCU. That was great. Them also has some great humor with Better One giving some of the best jokes in the movie. So, Doctor Strange, while it's not perfect, while I wouldn't say it's one of 2016's best movies, and while I wouldn't get my hat straight like I originally thought when I originally saw the movie, it's still great nonetheless, and still a total blast. Coming in at number 9, Spider-Man Homecoming. I said in my original review of this movie that it is honestly the best Spider-Man movie since Spider-Man 2. And I still stand by that. And Spider-Man 2 will always be my favorite Spider-Man movie, but I can't deny that Homecoming is a close second to it. This one was in my top 5 most anticipated 2017 for a reason. I love Spider-Man, I grew up with this character, and I was hoping this one would be great, especially since I got a very early screen to it. And it is delivered on nearly every front. Like, it does have a couple pieces and issues here and there. There's one joke that's kind of funny but cringy at the same time, like the Penis Parker thing. That's it. I love the interesting take it took on Spider-Man character. It takes on Spider-Man, the more different and unique approach it takes on him. Tom Holland delivers a great, he's my opinion the best Spider-Man Peter Parker that we have done. And this film also has one of the better MCU villains with Michael Keaton as the Vulture. All that else got performance like Robert Downey Jr. having a little more smaller, honestly. John Haber was great, and Dad gave us some hilarious moments. Donald Glover was great, Mr. Tomei and Trigger Ballet, who a lot of people don't really like honestly in this movie, but I don't know why honestly. He was actually pretty hilarious. That's how you come by. This one's also the most relatable film MCU has. It has a very John Hughes feel to it, and I do love John Hughes movies. Like I said, my social comedy movies, and not to have John Hughes role, it makes it more interesting. It's interesting seeing people trying to be in high school and going to being Spider-Man and going to what high school in real life it's. Yeah, it has a few talking points. It makes you really care like to Peter Parker's character. It does have some great action sequences. While not the best, it's still great nonetheless. It's very well written and it's great that it's worth seeing people for vacation. It's also one of the most hilarious movies. There are a lot of human jokes that I was bumping so hard. It really works. But sometimes it has a lot of drama that really works, has a lot of emotion and heart to it. It had me smiling so much throughout. And it has two great post-credit sequences. It's a blast to watch. It is a fun, incredible, and amazing and great film. Like that, Spider-Man 2 will always be my favorite Spider-Man movie, but Homecoming will be close second. Just how fun, entertaining, amazing, relatable, and how great it is. Coming in number 8, Thor Ragnarok. The best film in the Thor trilogy without question, and something that most of us can really agree on. In terms of entertainment and fun, this is definitely a close second behind another film I'll get into later. Thor Ragnarok was so awesome, so much fun. So much fun. I freaking love it even after a few rewatches. I asked people actually don't like this movie or I hate it. I don't get why, honestly. My only problem with that does kind of drag in the middle portion, that's really it. This is somebody talking about T2 who is proven to be a great director with films like What We Do in the Shadows and Humble Review, which if I can see those films, I do recommend it. And it proves that once again, the humor is top freaking notch. This film has a lot of jokes and this film has so many jokes, but all the jokes in this film actually had me busting out laughing and had me laughing so hard in my theater. Like, I was busting out, like, oh my god, that was me. Wow, man, 18 out. I was really laughing so much at certain scenes, honestly. But the movie does have some serious emotional aspects, which a lot of people say they just kind of away from it from me. But for me, kind of like going down to Volume 2, they never did, honestly. They still have some really powerful moments that I really did, especially when Asgard gets destroyed, honestly, and when Odin dies. That was pretty sad. When Thor's hammer gets destroyed. That was my story of Valkyrie as well. And Michael's storyline I thought was pretty interesting. I mean, I know a lot of people will explain that how to treat it, but it never bothered me because I never read about the storyline. But everybody there was great performances. Me, the Hulk being the stand me, but everyone had a time to shine. Everybody was great. Prince Hasbro, Tom Hiddleston, Caitlin Chant, Idris Elba, Jeff Goldblum, Tessa Thompson, Cole Urban. And but I think Hell is actually an underrated great film, honestly. That was one of the best films in my opinion, honestly. The visual effects are some of the best in the MCU. The action sequences, especially that Thor and Hulk arena fights, was freaking awesome. This film was engaging. It was engaging when it was well shot, well written, it put a smile on my face throughout, and it had an incredible soundtrack as well. Thor Ragnarok is just one of the most fun and entertaining films in the MCU. A total fucking blast. I fucking love this movie. Now we get to the 7 movies that in the MCU that for me, I actually give my highest grade actually. And coming in number 7, we have the film that started it all, Iron Man. What's the thing about Iron Man hasn't already been said, honestly. It's, even being the first film, it's still one of the best films of the MCU, and I really don't see why, honestly. It still holds incredibly well 10 years later. It started the big trend of cinematic universes, for better or for worse. It's truly excellent and personally one of my favorite superhero movies, honestly, from the action sequences that are incredible, to Robert Downey's excellent comeback and amazing performance as Tony Stark such Iron Man, to the great telling of his own story of his unknown character, well, at the time at least, to some great moments, some powerful, humorous moments, to also great emotional moments, to a great villain nobody is staying. It's also not an underrated film in my opinion at least. It's a great setup to his universe near the end, especially seeing Nick Fury near the end, like, but Samuel Jackson, that was awesome. It has some latest moments along with some dramatic moments, honestly. It's a truly nice one. I know I gave this film like a 98 name when I first reviewed it because of Terrence Howard's acting, but after rewatching it, I don't really consider it a problem, honestly. Again, I don't know what to say about Iron has been said. It's excellent, fun, entertaining, dramatic, awesome. It's just a great and still one of the best MCU movies and an excellent start to the MCU. Coming in number 6, Black Panthers. One of the more recent films in the MCU that was released a couple months ago, and it's still amazing. I still freaking love Black Panther. From Ryan Coogler's amazing direction, to the incredible performances from Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan, Lupita Nyong'o, Lucy Young, Diana Gurley, Dan Kulia, Martin Freeman, Angela Bassett, Forrest Mercury, and Circus. Everyone delivers. Now it's just well developed, great characters. Also has some great production, an amazing score, great visual effects, kick-ass and amazing action sequences, some great costume design, some hilarious moments when the hang laugh my ass off. Also, drama that's very engaging, at least to a few surprising and interesting moments. And of course, you cannot just talk about the soundtrack, which is freaking awesome. I freaking love this soundtrack. And Pokemon, there were a few CGI shots in some that didn't look that great, but it never really took me out of the film on that way, so I'm not considering that a flaw or anything like that. Black Panther is one more different, more unique from MCU, way also an incredible villain with Killmonger. Ultimately, really, he is Zemo, one of my favorite villains, because Killmonger was incredible, not even Jordan delivered. I'll get into that villain thing later, but Killmonger really delivers. Black Panther overall is amazing, fun, great, and very excellent in a superhero film that I'm going to love and remember for a long time. Coming in at number 5, The Avengers. I mean, what is so to say about The Avengers that hasn't already been said? This film is still freaking amazing. It was a crossover that a lot of people have been waiting for so long, and of course, it is at the point. Because everybody delivers, everybody has great chemistry, everybody has great banter, whether on an emotional level or on a serious level. Has moments that are hilarious to some amazing action set pieces that are definitely some of the best in MCU, especially this one take scene that's awesome. You also have some great moments with characters that feel earned and makes you actually feel fun, and this is just your typical superhero blockbuster. It's a lot more interesting, investing, engaging than your typical superhero movie. The score, the score is iconic here. I mean, how can you not love that score? Definitely one of the best scores I've probably ever heard, honestly, to be honest. The Loki, of course, delivers. Loki's just so menacing and so fun, and that plays him so much charisma, and you can't help but hate Loki. You can't help but love him so much. He puts the character to perfection. The film isn't just pure fun, and it has a lot. In a way, it kind of is just pure fun. And isn't kind of in the ballpark, but it's a lot more drama and more intriguing elements thrown into it. And you have to maybe rewatch it. The Avengers is still amazing. I still love every single second of this film. Now we get to number 4, and that is Guardians of the Galaxy. Possibly the MCU film that I actually have rewatched the most, and also the most fun and entertaining film in the MCU. There are a lot of MCU films that are fun and entertaining, but this film still managed to be the best, even after many rewatches. Like, I've watched this film so many times, mainly because my mom and my brother would always have it on in the living room all the time and all that, but I don't get it, honestly. Guardians of the Galaxy is still freaking awesome. I will not let it. I mean, the villain's definitely kind of weak, honestly, it's just generic, but it's one of the cases where it never bothered me too much, so I'm not considering it a fault or anything. But everything else about this film is just freaking gold, from the Guardian, Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax, Rocket, and Groot, all the great performances and having great chemistry and banter with each other. The visuals are some of the best I've seen in the MCU. The aspects are amazing, the visuals are great, and of course the humor is definitely the best in the MCU. Every single time I watch it, I still laugh so hard, I still laugh so freaking much watching it. Like, it's crazy how much I laugh. This is honestly one of my favorite comedies of all time, honestly. And of course, the Cast Among the Galaxy, we're all talking about the awesome X-1 soundtrack, containing a lot of songs from the 80s that I love how they use in the film, and just a lot of them, especially hold on a feeling. Like, you cannot talk about this film from the soundtrack. This film has a lot of great emotion, a heart to it that really makes them not be just your typical space blockbuster or whatever. Guardians of the Galaxy still has so much greatness and so much awesomeness to it. It's the most entertaining and funny MCU, and possibly one of the funniest stuff I've seen this decade, probably of all time, honestly. I still laugh so freaking hard when I watch it. Guardians of the Galaxy is so freaking awesome. Coming in number 3, we got Captain America: The Winter Soldier. A film that definitely changed what a lot of people thought of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and for the better, honestly. When it comes to terms of tone and story, this is a lot more different than most MCU movies. Hell, it doesn't even feel like a superhero movie, honestly. And like I said, those are the best kind of superhero movies. This film feels like more of a spy espionage thriller, and that's a great thing. The story is constantly engaging, kept me guessing what's going to happen when I first watched it. The action is some of the best in the MCU, such as that big final fight between Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Chris Evans was another amazing performance to Captain America, as this is what the character was taken more seriously, and for good reason. Scarlett Johansson was also great, and I love the camaraderie team that she had with Captain America, and I love the Force Awakens, which actually feels very refreshing. And Captain America delivers his voice Prince of Falcon. The actors are fantastic. Stays intensity at all-time high here, as you truly feel for his character. Still intense, I thought the character was actually going to die, honestly. The Winter Soldier is all around great villain, and who he was some great emotion. Captain America, the score was incredible. How Hydra was involved with some very interesting stuff. The writing is all around amazing. The film is all around excellent. It's got to face a lot of risks and a lot more different than most MCU movies, and it's a very warning and intriguing all at the same time. Playing number 2, we got Captain America: Civil War, which was the best MCU movie I've seen. Of course, we'll get to that later, but Civil War is still amazing. It's one of the best superhero films I've ever seen. It's basically what Batman v Superman should have been. The film has so many characters, but managed to direct them all very well, and everybody gets their time to shine. Everybody gives truly amazing performances, like Robert Downey Jr., of course, Chris Evans. Everybody does great because this one introduced both of Black Panther, and he was amazing. And of course, it introduced Spider-Man, who, as I was the best people watching Spider-Man, we got again, especially at Homecoming. Every character has motivation, why they're there, and it does an excellent job making you understand where happening to coming from. Like, it's not like one-sided or anything like that. You do understand where both sides are coming from. It even makes you switch sides throughout the movie, honestly. And Zemo, for me, he was the best MC villain we've gotten. I'll get into that a little bit, but he was the best MCU villain. He not only has motivation and he's menacing and intriguing, but he does one thing that any villain's ever done. He won, and he's playing to succeed. He won the adventure parts, and he did. When a superhero film, even a film in general, when that actually happens. Not alone was Zemo the best MCU, was the best MCU villain. The film also had incredible cinematography, some incredible stakes and intensity, some great moments of humor, some epic action sequences, especially that airport brawl sequence. I mean, how can you not love that sequence? It was freaking awesome. I rewatched this film many times, and never gets old. Civil War, a combination of what the MCU was doing for 8 years now. It was amazing, it was powerful, it was tense, it was incredible. I still freaking love Civil War to this day. And it was my best MCU movie, but Now we get to what is the best film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that is actually the most recent one, the one I saw last night and did a review of. My favorite MCU movie is Avengers: Infinity War. Yes, this film was amazing enough to beat Civil War. And because I'm much of Civil War, that's saying a lot. Now, because I'm not going to talk too much about this film, because I did do a spoiler-free review, if you haven't seen it already, and I do plan on doing a spoiler-free review on Tuesday. But Infinity War was pretty much only everything I wanted to be, but truly exceeded my expectations. I freaking adored this, man. I could not stop thinking about it after seeing it. This film was mind-blowing, unpredictable, and so tense, filled with so much stakes to it. This film was just freaking awesome and phenomenal in every sense of the word, and it's one of my favorite superhero films of all time, actually. It's not good. Like that, I still am thinking about this movie, honestly, after watching it. I might even watch it again before I even do my spoiler review. It's not good. Especially this film has so many characters. The film managed to juggle so many different characters, and managed to get each one at least one moment to shine. All the interactions with the characters are amazing and incredible. The action is the most tense and amazing it has truly ever been. The stakes have never been so high in this movie. And there were definitely some moments that had me bawling my eyes out, that had me crying, had me in shock, had me in awe. Again, I'll explain more when I do my spoiler review on Tuesday, but Avengers: Infinity War blew me away in ways I didn't even imagine and didn't even expect. I freaking love this movie from beginning to end. This film blew my mind. It made me feel so many emotions to it. That alone is why Avengers: Infinity War is personally my favorite film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed my update ranking all 19 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. Let me know in the comments down below, how would you rank all 19 MCU films from worst to best? I actually would love to know what your ranking is. Maybe start a little discussion. I'd love to know, how would you rank all 19 films in the MCU? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to know your ranking. And hope you're doing this ranking, and stay tuned for a lot more videos planned. And tomorrow I'll have, of course, another best and worst recap, so that, and again Tuesday I will do another spoiler review pretty soon. I also recently watched Drew Dare a couple hours ago as I'm filming this review. I'll review that very soon, see that. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. If you haven't, be sure to like this video, be sure to share, be sure to subscribe, be sure to follow all my social media sites. All links written down below. I am Stardust-oneworldreviews from Stardust-oneworldreviews. I will see you next time. Stay cool, everybody. Peace.